Welcome back, sports gamers. It's the Natural with sportsgamersonline.com. Got my main man Brandon with me today.
What's up, guys?
We're going to talk a little NCAA, EA Sports Football. Sorry for the delay in the video. Spent all day reading the blog, checking out a bunch of stuff. I'm pretty excited about the game. What about you?
Oh, I'm so excited for this game. I wish it was here already.
All right, so we're going to just kind of go through and give our thoughts and breakdown and feelings on the game. I'm sure everyone's watched the trailer like 9 times already, but we're going to kind of give our thoughts, stuff we have on it.
Hey everyone, Kirk Herbstreit here with EA Sports College Football 20.
Right off the bat, I just want to say an amazing job Kirk Herbstreit has done just to elevate these trailers, just his voice alone.
It does sound really good.
Back for another deep dive. This time we're talking about everyone's favorite mode, Dynasty. Online.
This is the one we have been looking forward to. 17,000 word blog that dropped along with this today.
Yeah, I think it was like 80-something pages total. Just crazy long.
Yeah, I read the entire thing, and it took a while.
Dynasty in College Football 25 can accommodate up to 32 teams, and you can play with friends for up to 30 seasons. Today we'll
30 seasons, 32 teams. We were all kind of hoping they would expand upon that, so that was really good to see.
take a closer look at the new 12-team college football playoff, recruiting, the transfer portal, and a ton of customization options to make your program unique. College football has seen seismic changes over the past few years. And in EA Sports College Football 25, you can experience this new landscape while building your program the way you want.
It's pretty awesome, the fact that we're going to get to experience it before they experience it in real life.
Yeah, that was one thing I was really excited to see, was if they were going to have the new playoff in it. And I'm really happy to see that they do.
Yeah.
The 2024 season marks the debut of the new 12-team college football playoff, and you can play it first in the game months before the real thing. You could be the first coach to lead your school through the new 12-team playoff and hoist the college football playoff trophy.
Well, we could say we will definitely be getting new Super Bowl, or Madden, they talked for years about Super Bowl celebrations. We know we're getting new championship celebrations for a fact there.
Yeah, and they did look really good. Like, you could see like the facial animations and everything. It looked really nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Recruiting is the lifeblood of college football, and in a world of unlimited transfers, managing your dynasty roster has never been more important. Evaluate your needs and opportunities for talent upgrades at the start.
And you know, a lot of times that they don't have accurate rosters in the games for too long. I'm so curious. Do you think, as a college football aficionado, does this look like an accurate, actual screen from a game or something they just put up for the trailer?
I don't know if Florida would necessarily be 92 overall, and also I think that 2 up there means they're supposed to be number 2 team. This is probably from like a few years in advance, I would figure.
Yeah.
Of each season, the best way to build a powerhouse is to recruit through the high school ranks. So let's fill up your recruiting board. Each year, over 3,500 high school recruits are generated from all over the country, with certain regions representing real-world hotspots for blue-chip talent, like South Florida and Metro Atlanta.
I really liked that part, that they're splitting up the pipelines, where Florida has the different regions, and so does Texas. Like, you have the Dallas area, and you have East Texas, and like you have different pipelines within a single state, like how it really is.
Yeah, so there's 50 total pipelines, even though there's 50 states. Some get additional pipelines, and some are combined, just like New York, New Jersey are combined into one. But like you said, Florida gets 3 separate ones. Because we know all states are not equal when it comes to college football recruitment, obviously. So I do like they did that as well. That's pretty cool.
Recruits that best fit your program and determine who you can realistically land.
That's really cool. Just taking a look at this, and they're showing the abilities, the attributes, the mentals is something that you can't change. Like whatever mentals they come in with, that's what they are. But you can develop those abilities and attributes.
Mm-hmm. And you'll notice up there in the top right, the recruiting hours. They did talk about how, like, if you're, you know, a 5-star program, you're going to have a lot more recruiting hours than like a 1 or 2-star program. So
Yeah, I think they gave an example like 5-star has like 1,000 and the 1-star has like 350.
Yeah, it's just so more powerful to be at a big school.
Yeah, so I'm in an online league now, and just kind of trying to map out your strategy of when you have limited points as a lesser team. Like you really have to focus in on guys when you're recruiting.
Mm-hmm. And it does seem like they've gone more to like the NCAA 10 style of recruiting rather than the NCAA 14, where in NCAA 10 you had to, you know, pitch players on certain attributes about your school, and you would try to sway them towards, you know, caring more about the ones that you like. And then also the top 8, top 5, top 3 stages, that's all stuff from NCAA 10 and earlier. So I like that. And then they also said they've added some quality of life stuff to try to make it less tedious than it was in those older games.
Yeah, and I love that it's not going to be just a battle. This is what we always want. I always personally wanted a lot of the sim guys from Madden. It's not just a battle on the field, but when you're off the field, like all this stuff matters. Like you're battling, and I'm speaking more specifically on, I play online franchise. I don't play offline, but an online franchise when you're playing against other people, like having that battle where you're literally going after the same guys, and you know, even you're in a Discord chat or whatever, like there's a lot of trash talk that goes along with that, so it just makes it fun and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A recruit's interest in your school is decided by 14 different pitch grades, like
14. The one, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and the one that I really liked is that brand exposure. They talked about how that's basically like NIL opportunities. You can't really pitch players NIL opportunities because the NIL rules are kind of up in the air at the moment. But that sort of represents what opportunities players would have to get NIL if they came to your school.
Yeah, and they spoke about how some of these you can't change, like academic prestige. That's what it is. Like if you're Stanford, you're an A, and that's what it is. You know, if you're a not school that's not known for academics, you might have a lesser grade, and you can't change. But I'm really curious, like how many of these can you change, or like is athletics facilities a set one, or that's something where you can actually build and improve your facilities over time with winning.
Yeah, same thing with like stadium atmosphere, because we know team builder is going to be in this game, and like being able to create your own stadium for a team builder. Would you be able to do that if like I was at Penn State? Would I be able to improve that stadium at all?
Yeah, program tradition is another one. Like, is that just baked in? You have a big program traditions, or some schools they just don't. Is there anything you can do to build a tradition if you have 5-10 winning seasons? If you're winning championships and rivalry games, can you build a tradition, or it's just kind of set in stone?
Yeah.
Proximity to home, playing time, and brand exposure. So you'll need to discover how your program's pitch grades align with your recruits' desires, in addition to scouting for talent. Some players have a deal breaker requirement, and if your
Yeah, that deal breaker is interesting.
Yeah, that was a thing in NCAA 14. I remember where like if there was a deal breaker that you had, they would not talk to you at all. So I do like that that's back.
program cannot provide, the recruit will lock you out. Deal breakers also drive a player's decision to enter the transfer portal. Monitor.
And that's something I definitely know is not in the old games. The transfer portal,
Yeah.
along with the NIL, is going to be crazy. Like, I mean, I love how they tie in the deal breaker, how you're recruiting them in, but also it factors in them leaving, and like almost like a promise.
Yeah, and they've really put a lot of work into that, and like you can see that they're really trying to get that right, and I'm really excited to see how that works.
Yes. So brand exposure. Just looking at the screen here, championship contender, and you kind of can see the risk of transfer is high depending on, how your actual play on the field aligns with the player's deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
At at-risk players and get one last chance to convince your favorites to stay. Track your recruits as they narrow.
And plus, you have to remember, all this stuff ties into the coaching tree and abilities too, which can all change all these things as well.
Yeah, those abilities and like, you know, just looking at those trees, like it's going to be crazy trying to just figure out which ones are the best ones to go for.
Narrow down their top schools. Pitch a prospect to gain more interest, and then set up school visits when the timing is right. It's crucial to remain in their top 10, then 8, then 5, to finally be part of their top 3. As a recruit trims down to the top 8, you can attempt to increase your appeal. If your school doesn't have exactly what the prospect is looking for, you can try to sway their opinion in your favor.
I love these options to the recruit. The sway, hard sell, send the house. Like, is that like literally a bag like nowadays? Would that be like a suitcase full of money?
Yeah, like I saw someone on Twitter like edited one of these where it's like buy them a Ferrari or something like that, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh wow.
Plan visits that elevate a recruit's experience, like pairing a quarterback visit with a wide receiver visit at the same time.
That's cool how they had the competitor visits. Like, you have to really pay attention who you're scheduling, and you know, not scheduling the same position during the same week.
Yeah, that was something I never really cared about, was when the visits got scheduled in the old game. So now you're actually going to have to like be conscious of that.
Time. It's crucial to keep an eye on the transfer portal when it opens in the off season to round out your roster with.
Wait a minute, I just noticed something. So if you guys saw my last video, I am playing with UCF this year. And so I'm seeing one of my players there, like my quarterback, 3-star quarterback. I didn't even notice this when I watched the video earlier. So they did have a quarterback transfer in from Arkansas, right? You were talking about earlier.
Yeah, KJ Jefferson. I love that guy.
Yeah, so he's a 5-star senior, so I wanted to have him for 1 year. So I was thinking like, oh man, it's so important that I developed the backup. And that's why I'm laughing, and like I'm just watching like, wait, hold on. He's already trying to get out of here. Like I got to make sure I keep this guy, or try to bring another quarterback in, a freshman.
Yeah.
With talent you couldn't land from recruiting. Add portal prospects to your board just like you would with recruiting, but expect quick decisions as transfers have a shorter timeline to land a new home.
In the blog, they also talked about how you can encourage players to enter the transfer portal as well if you either don't want them on your team anymore, or if you need to get below the 85 player roster limit.
Yeah, straight Deion Sanders Colorado style. Like, hey, you know, you guys don't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.
Yeah, that would be fun to do, like go to like a smaller school and do like a transfer portal based rebuild where you're just trying to get all the best transfers to come in.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it depends on how easy it is to do that, though. Especially if you're in a competitive league with other people. I don't think it'll be so easy to do a full Colorado swap.
Conference realignment is a hot topic in college football. And with custom conferences in EA Sports College Football 25, Dynasty is yours to control. See what a 20-team super conference might look like, or revert to the traditional conference alignment. Shape the conference size and membership and set custom
I love that
conference rules.
custom conferences is back. I love it so much.
Once you've settled your conference options,
Oh yeah. We're definitely gonna use that as well. That's gonna be pretty fun. I mean, because I don't want any CPU games. So custom conferences are definitely key. Just try to make sure you keep your user matchups and scheduling as well.
And the fact that you can put up to 20 teams in a single conference, like that's going to make those online dynasties a lot of fun.
Yeah. So with 32 teams, you could just break it up in like 3 different conferences, custom conferences.
It's time to select your team. Begin with a highly ranked team and dominate at the top with repeat recruiting and playoff success. Or Build from the ground up with a smaller program and prove you have what it takes to go from an unknown to postseason favorite.
Do you have your pick for team you're gonna go with?
Oh, Arkansas immediately is my first one.
All right, nice.
We can't talk about your dynasty without talking.
So one thing about the coaches, I'm assuming, this is everyone's starting with the base coach, your own coach creation or whatever. They don't have any licensed coaches, kind of like Madden does.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all built up. You're all leveling your coach up, creating them, and I like a good point that they made, that basically that no coach is perfect. They all have their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, and they also said with the abilities, there's no one path to being, a very successful coach. There's all sorts of different ways you can do it.
Yeah, so you have to, base your coach along, the coordinators make a big difference, and also like syncing it up with your gameplay, like how you like to play, and matching your coach's abilities up with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a lot of layers of strategy.
Talking about your starting job. Start as an offensive or defensive coordinator and climb the ranks to head coach, or take over a program as the head coach right away. Choose from one of the 3 base coaching types to start. Your coach type will determine what coaching skill tree you start with. From there, the abilities you acquire.
Let's look at some of these abilities. Pass the game QB, extra gear, icy veins, put in work, locked in.
Off-season training boost, start the fourth quarter hot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, that's just under that section, and you can also unlock other sections that have abilities as well. Man, this is so deep, man. They did a great job.
Yeah, it's like a true RPG almost.
Yeah, I'm an RPG fan, so this is right up my alley.
Me too.
As you progress will determine what kind of coach.
I wonder how much, for people that aren't, I wonder how much of this can be auto, done or skip the auto level up for people that.
Well, I mean, Madden has it where you can auto progress with your skill points. So I'm sure you're able to.
Yeah, there might be some folks out there that just want to play the games, and I think they're going to be at a major disservice in this game. But yeah. I think there are more people out there like us that like RPGs that have been looking for this side of it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You develop into. Unlock additional skill trees with better abilities. Or, if you build up multiple skill trees, you can unlock hybrid trees that leverage a more diverse skill.
That's a game, mobile. Yep, so it's interesting. It's boosted through short and throw, medium accuracy, spin, juke. I mean, they pretty much are covering a lot of different ratings and different boosts for each position.
Yeah. There's going to be so much replayability with this.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure they have levels, too, as well, as to how easy they are to accumulate these points. Just like kind of Madden has that. I think it's like 3 settings of how quickly you can accumulate points for coaches.
Yeah, and I think the max level they said is 50 for a coach.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't be able to get everything.
No. Either way, yep, I like that.
The coaching carousel is an important part of every coach's journey. Whether you're the head man at your dream school or working your way up, the carousel is your way of fielding offers from other programs. Head coaches in Dynasty can actively manage their coordinator positions.
I love this so much.
If takes a job elsewhere, or you decide to cut ties for other reasons, you can use the carousel to replace.
Oh, that's crazy. They went to NFL though.
Yeah, I like that now as a head coach I can decide who to bring in and who to let go as my offensive and defensive coordinator, if I want like their abilities to stack onto mine or if I want them to sort of cover the areas that I'm deficient in.
Yeah, I'm curious, in an online league, can someone, a user, pull your coordinator from your team?
Ooh, that would be
That would be pretty crazy.
So. I hope so.
I hope not. I'm hoping it's like only the ones you let go and that kind of go into the staff move portal they can grab, because that would be too crazy. It's just, you're building up a coordinator, because, the coordinators have bonuses and abilities too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so you like build up some coordinator and then someone just another user comes in and just snatches them under your nose.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, even the greatest coaches need support, and every coach has a unique skill tree. It's important to think about how you want to build your staff, whether that's doubling down on your existing strengths to max out your benefits or seeking out balance for a well-rounded staff. Choose wisely. The decisions you make here will matter to your program's success and your coach's progression. The benefits of coach talents are stackable. So if your head coach and defensive coordinator have the same ability, the impact for that ability will be greater.
It's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Oh
Oh man.
To make a game day.
Anything else? Any passing thoughts you have? And
one thing they didn't talk about in the trailer that they did in the blog about the carousel is that now it happens instead of just in one period all at once. It happens over like several weeks. I really like that because like 1 week, there could be no jobs that you like, but then all of a sudden one guy from a big school goes somewhere else. So now next week I can look forward to maybe trying to get that big time job.
Yeah, and I mean just the coaching dynamics, talking about that there are 11 different archetypes. I mean and they all are unique and they all have different abilities. Like it's just crazy the amount of depth that they put into this. So only thing I can say is that I hope it all works. And there's not any major bugs or franchise-killing bugs in any of this. I hope it's well tested. They did not have a beta for this game, unfortunately. But, speaking with the individuals involved that I have with the game, they're pretty excited. And I said this months ago. I mean, maybe even longer than that. That they took a hands-off approach and let the devs just go to work. So we're seeing the result of this. So hopefully, eventually next year. Madden will be able to do the same and kind of just let the devs work, let the devs cook, just let them cook. I mean, they cooked on this one and it's looking amazing. I don't know if anyone's going to even play Madden this year. I mean, I like that they did this addition to the MVP bundle because outside of that, I mean, I don't think anyone's even thinking about Madden right now. It's a total afterthought.
Yeah, the only thing I would play Madden for at this point is maybe if I like Road to Glory and I move my guy over to Madden.
Yeah, I think this might be the first year ever that NCAA outsells Madden. And people will be shocked to hear that. No, Madden always outsold NCAA. Like, always. Like, not even close. So, this might be the first year ever that changes.
Yeah, the hype for this game is just something we've never seen before in this genre.
Off the charts. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.